100% on our way to the moon.
Moontrain's on point, we're in the groove, trading like a symphony. With
The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader.
We're on the moon train.
Then we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, you did.
This is how you become a day trader.
Wait. About what?
You serious? You don't know? Everybody knows you never go full retard.
That's right. But we have now entered that era we've been training for. After catching this Bollinger Band to Bollinger Band move, I was still thinking maybe there's a pump up on Monday to short at this trend line, since that was our target. But we also are in 682 for Friday, and after hours, as you saw, I added those doomsday 0 DTEs to the downside. So plan is to hold those 682s for Friday all week, and depending upon if the 50 holds, which it probably won't, how much of this gap gets filled. Right now I estimate we're around here. So the question is now, will this dip during futures before open be bought up, or will they let it bleed? Highly advertised last week that we are probably going to fade on SPY to 656 because that's what the ghost goes to. Now, that is not, or shall I say this escalation, and there's plenty of political material to go through, of course, but I'm not gonna waste your time because it changes. I'll just bake it in. This is the fractal. Fractal showed an high over the weekend. I was thinking maybe, just maybe, America wants to push the narrative that they've done everything they can into open, but that wasn't to be. So we are looking at a pretty gruesome OPEX week. Now, the ceasefire ends, I believe it was the 20th. So the plan is still to ride those 682s all the way to expiration, okay? The ceasefire is technically still in effect, and it runs until April 22nd here. And I think between that Friday and Monday, it is probably a good idea to load some upside. Now, how fast will we go up? Will it be as fast as this was? No. But the target still remains the same. Okay? So the question is, how fast do they stabilize the market? Meaning, do we fill the gap, or is it left open? Because it's quite a sizable gap. Now, the reason we've already pre-positioned for this is not that we wanted to do it. By that I mean, look, I have a real fucking hard time as a parent and a thinking person to be stoked about some puts paying at this point in time. Because I'm not stoked on the Zionist takeover of the world and the proclamation by the president that this will be the greatest reset of all. And it's easy to say when you have fucking billions and billions of dollars in crypto assets, among other things, and real estate. But for everyday people, I'm just keeping it real, like thousands and thousands more humans will have to perish until inflation, energy prices, and everyday life finance stabilizes again. So it's our job now on the Moontrain to do whatever we can to counter this inflation by fucking ripping as much money we can out of this system. Okay? It's not about, ooh, where do I think the fucking spy's gonna go? We already have targets, right? As you've seen, we had all those targets that we hit. And as I said a few days ago, live on Boys, in a week, meaning next Wednesday, if you still don't possess the money you made from here to here, you need to really fucking tattoo my rules on your brain. Meaning 90% cash every motherfucking day into close and during any trade. That is the only way you protect yourself in the market from not getting fucked. As soon, and this is one of the hardest things to do as a trader, as soon as you feel yourself pushing too hard because you're trying to replicate some trade you might have not caught with size or caught at all, but the difference is the NAMA was 20 when you tried to enter it and now it's at fucking 55. You're fucking up. Okay? So, you know all those goddamn fucking gurus online selling you their fucking AI algo or their goddamn indicators? What the fuck are these indicators good for if you can't keep some type of self-control and discipline? There's no one on the internet that will tell you don't be a fucking retard. I'll tell you that because I care about your mental health. Why is that? Because I've also been a fucking moron before I became Rain Man. Get it? That is why our room is filled with traders who not only survive but thrive in the market. And everybody brings something, the people make it. So, that's our plan. To recap, we're in position. We're gonna safeguard the fucking puts for Friday here. We're gonna safeguard these. We have 0 DTs doomsday to the downside, seeing how much this situation escalates. But goes without saying, look, if the talks are going well until BB calls fucking Vance, and Vance is the hot dog between the buns of Kushner and Witkoff, you can't expect much, okay? The only thing I had hope for was that Palantir boy was gonna become president. Very fucking unlikely after this weekend showing that that's gonna take place, okay? Just being realistic, calling the play. If they wanted him to have a fucking chance, they would have come out saying, you know, there's still a few points we need to agree on, but like things are looking great. Instead, we have gone fucking full Pirates of the Caribbean here, right? So I know I didn't want to go through it all, but this sounds insane that now we're gonna blockade the blockade even though we don't need the strait for anything. Fuck that, come buy oil from us. Like, I get the play. The problem here is the play is running out of time. Just look at Hungary. So Asia's gonna play nice probably for another, 6-7 months. Then Taiwan is going to probably unravel, and that then kills the whole midterm recovery. So Trump's saying oil prices could go down, maybe before the midterms, maybe not. So depending upon how much this fucking sticks, and again I've said if it goes over that 119 threshold, the psychological magnet is going to start pulling it. Okay, so again, all I care about is put your somebody's coming to save me aside, focus on the group, focus on the trading, focus on when you trade, open and close. Focus on the fact that whatever you think might happen, you always need to cover your back end. Prime example why I bought those fucking 0DTE puts for Monday. Okay? As soon as I'm like, I want something to happen, I always make sure to cover the other side, right? Even though I have those Friday puts that at this point in time seem pretty fucking genius, don't they? Especially after catching the upside on this whole rally. So this trend line is going to reject. You still have a cross here, right? So the daily is going to look ass, but the weekly is going to probably be pretty decent, because at any point in time this shit can get resolved. Okay, if this is not resolved, I'm just gonna spell it out for you in case you didn't get it yet. The reason Trump is being very anti-NATO is Erdogan, of all people, said that if Israel doesn't stop attacking Lebanon, and even Apple Maps have removed town names in southern Lebanon, they're going to fucking attack Israel. Then Israel will be forced to counter Turkey, and that puts the US in a pinch, because they'd have to defend Israel against or defend Turkey against Israel. That's not gonna happen now, is it? Okay, that means NATO falls. So this is how they reset the world with conflict, okay, into the tokenized stable coin AI surveillance age. Can you do anything about it? No, bro, you can't. Can you get better at making funny money? Yes. How do you do that? By controlling your emotions, controlling your risk management, saving money in the fucking chop, not pushing it when the going's not going, so that you have more money when it's time to risk it for ultimate fear. Easier said than done, but that's what needs to happen, right? To build more success. Now, Monday. If you gap under 665, 658 is your target. Chances are 670, 667 holds. Okay? If we open down here, immediately sell the 662s, okay? And just let the 682s do the work, okay? Tuesday. Looks like a fucking choppy mess, unless more news comes out and you go gap fill. But it looks like we might even achieve gap fill by then. If that happens by Tuesday, that means that news is coming quick. Okay? Even the market makers don't know what the fuck's going on. Could get real ugly though. And if it gets really ugly, I mean, the key here is that President Trump said, this is next week's Friday, said that he's surprised that the stock market hasn't gone down more. If it reaches these levels this week, we'll feel pretty fucking good about those 682 Friday puts, right? Now, then we're looking at a equally sharp recovery. This looks to be a post-Tuesday OPEX low. And then look at that. So this indicates to me that not only are they skipping the whole week's gigs, but we are supposed to long somewhere that Monday. They could be front running it on Friday, remember that. But that it would be pretty safe to long into this Friday. Okay, now I've obviously been getting ready, sick to travel. It's proven to be highly stressful. Not only putting stuff in storage, getting rid of shit, also again controlling emotions of other humans around me, since it's a big thing, not only like my immediate family, but like people around us, because you know, I know that I've moved from continents to continents before, but a lot of people don't, and can't comprehend how you even fucking do that or why you would. And I'm all about the experience in life. Without the experiences, that forms your reality. So looking at a down week, why? Well, remember I said last week, hey, it's the anniversary of the fucking 2025 April low. You got April 15 right there. Happy birthday to Doug, right? So after they've sold off some shit here, they're gonna buy the dip into Earth Day. Ceasefire ends here this night. I'm going to definitely risk playing upside for humanity with a hedge, because at this point in time, this shit has gone absolutely bonkers crazy to the point where I don't know if you can stop it anymore, but I would think that this is going to mark some type of low here, okay? This is very, very interesting. A lot of people were probably hoping for a deal, and I think so too. So this should probably spike early next week. This was overbought. The VIX here will probably head back to over here. Maybe that'll be resistance. It's pretty interesting. You got this trend line coming down, right? Right there. Maybe it'll act as some type of resistance. We'll see. That's again on Monday. Bitcoin has not crashed through 70,000, so I don't want to completely marry the idea that we're just gonna straight crash. I think this overnight move, just like the upside move, remember, this was a fucking overnight move. Then we didn't really go anywhere, right? Same thing will happen here. You're gonna fucking come down, and then you're gonna kind of like chop down a little bit. Then it's gonna be time to fucking rip back up again. That's how it works. And you got earnings coming and all of this shit. So, this week, existing home sales, woohoo, no one gives a fuck. PPI, I don't know if anyone gives a fuck, but sure. Fed speakers, gas numbers, Chinese GDP, Europe inflation numbers, gotta keep an eye on those. Minutes, more Fed speakers, and yeah, it's a kind of a blah type of day. Here is hold on. Fuck, dude. Get Tai Chi walking classes to improve your ass. Let me just show you here real quick. It almost feels like the algos are panicking. Now, keep in mind, they're gonna let the algos panic for the Australian and the Asian session. Then we'll kind of get hints at open. So pretty spicy week all in all. Here you can see the ghosts that I'm talking about right here. I would assume this fills before this rips up again. Okay? Again, anything can happen, but I assume that happens. On QQQ, this not really have, yeah, there you go, it does have it. So yeah, so probably going sub 600 here, okay? What I will be looking at is SNDK got into the indices should fucking rip, okay? But we might be getting a gap down. Then I don't know if it's sell the news. We'll have to keep an eye on it. And MU. Meta clearly is going to fucking go back down. Where exactly? Well, probably at least to the gap here. And by that time, the 9 will probably be there to cross the 21, and that will be my main bullish setup. I really like it. What's not to like? You know what I mean? And it'll probably go, so you'll probably be able to scoop it around here. Okay? Those are the 3 main ones I'm looking at. Anything can come up, of course. But I did want to, you know, when in doubt, fucking check the sports calendar. And this fucker doesn't work all the time, but it is so motherfucking good. Look at that. Fucking Ripper. We had the Ripper. It was just consolidated in one move. But it does have the dip to, looks like, you know, if you eyeball OPEX Friday. And then a fucking hefty Ripper. With 2 dips in May. And come June, if you want to lay by any pool or go sightseeing or make your wife happy, buy some fucking in the money puts. Again, not on moral basis here, but just because the market is going to need to consolidate. Another thing this week that could possibly change trajectory here and there is these earnings and these earnings. They'll probably be good because, you know, people in the know have fucking known, right? But what's the guidance gonna be regarding the energy issue and helium issue on these 2? Okay? And you got the banks, and you got the, I don't know if you guys have looked at this fucking chart of, anyways. But yeah, banks and these big boys, and then tech earnings start. So you don't have to be a genius to figure out that a little bit of downside and then save the world, and we go. Okay, love you guys. I'm just saying it again. Okay, I'm leaving this island. I think it's on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't fucking know. Let's go with Thursday. Then I will be on. I'll probably be on for open. Probably won't be on for close. Besides some comments, might be on for open here. Definitely will be on for close. Okay. If I'm in some spicy position, I'll wake up here. I'm leaving for Asia here. I'll be in Korea overnight here, and I think I land in Thailand on Earth Day, or maybe it's the 23rd. Plus I got a whole, I mean, it's like 18 hours difference, you know, who knows. So might be a little bit of intermittent service. Think of it as I'm in a fucking tinfoil can with my jar of Nutella, and the Discord live voice is acting up, but I'm trying to log on. But at least I have my Nutella if shit goes wrong, right? Okay? Because there's nothing. What happens when you keep smashing nuts? It turns into Nutella, right? If you didn't get it yet. Fuck, boys. Oh, I love you all. I love this group. It's just like a thick spread of sarcasm when the city is burning, you know what I mean? But it's what it takes. It's what it takes. It's what it takes to survive, get better at having the patience to sit the fuck around and wait for the setup of all setup. What's the setup of all setups, by the way? The setup of all setups, I'm just gonna highlight it since you were fucking baller enough to watch till the end. Here's a free nugget that you, my friend, need to memorize more than the name of your children. I'm even going to, dude, see how she, anyways, you can add the RSI to that. Bollinger Band 50 Piers with the bottom stow. Guaranteed money when you day trade. Okay, so when I'm offline and I'm not looking for it, remember that. All right, I'll see you at open, friends.